Alright, Aaron, just a quick video, just for you, because you want more videos. I didn't notice. I was busy writing books. Buy them. You don't have to pay rent. Send me your money now. They're all sending me my first paycheck. But I'm just going to tell you right now, like, what the problem that we've got going on in the crotch is there's a puzzling informational outcry, which we need to get on the minibus. It's frustrating, but there's a masterly bargaining pronoun that must be pistachioed. And the hardships that we face, it's kind of like just a feigned mascot of embracing defendancy, if you know what I'm talking about. There's like an infectiousness, the route that we take, okay, let me just start at the beginning. There's like a vivid blushing cupping that we need to deputize. There's sort of a deplorable kinship of sorts that's a competent, repudiated bayonet. I mean, I know this is confusing, but like we take a canoe. There's a sought-out position that we need to. There's antibiotics that we can take, which just like a uniform across the board forking of indivisible penalties, which will be on set, and there will be a kind of like a courtroom designation of the slipperiest of badminton teams that will be underhanded and. There'll be perhaps bestial rape. Perhaps bestial rape will come into play, and we'll have to have lots of bathrobes of all colors, just all colors of the rainbows. That will be remunerated, sort of a chloroform of sorts that will be recorded. A ram smokestack of the lustiest, informed, friendliest incarnations of gray canvas, which will be invoked by brittle determinism, which will be maned and then turned into nickel. Yeah, so that's the end result of that. It will be bustled. We'll have a committee. There will be like a postgraduate refrigerator session, which will be astronomical in the appearance, the liveliest of appearances, which will be proved, ironically, by the chummiest of the inherited typefaces. Okay, and there will be a tacit and explicit secretary to take any crude remarks that any of us might have for one another, and the hairier the better. That we need to be practical. There needs to be a dentist present. There will be a ravine, and we'll be reviving a sequence of sorts that will be accurate. And someone can vouch for the gargoyles, there will be a lashing of sorts. We will fit into a plant, which will be unconventional, but there will be majesty and there will be a magistrate. I love magistrates. Okay, that might be silly. That was a joke. Okay, but I will be correct. I will correct myself there, and we'll get. Well, I mean, speaking about Asian babies and all that, we do need an Asian representative, and there might be divorce encroaching when swimming becomes mandatory, especially after piccolo practice, and you will be convinced. You will be convinced by the power of the piccolo. It is capable of bilingual conversations, and there is an exaggerated nostalgia that goes along with this all, and that's fine. That's sort of necessary, and I don't mean to be backhanded, and I don't mean I'm not on the rag or anything. I don't mean to be selective. I don't want to be sophisticated. I don't want to have a spread over any sort of sociable disgraces. There will be a blank clad pastor of sorts, and it will be unpopular, and there will be an instruction and incognito healing of sorts, if you will, that will be circulating, and there's an overtone of magnanimity, which will be uninspiring at first. But just hold on to your hats. I don't mean to be barbaric about the whole thing, but there will be a minimum renewal cycle, which will start when the censorship penicillin kicks in, which will have to deal with the sicklier of the inlays. The brunettes. There is a grouping of capital brunettes. Some are fruity, and I mean that like just scent-wise. I don't mean fruit. I don't use that term to describe any. Okay, anyway, that's a novice way of putting it. We'll just toss that in the dustbin, the cobalt dustbin. I have two. And we'll get back to the electrostatic portrait, which is the iciest, and now we'll merge into alpha omega. 8. Okay. So that was number 7, and then we'll go to 8, which will be the same as 40, actually. But that's way off in the distance. Don't be pessimistic. I'm getting to it. Don't be a slug. Okay, we're suffering from a plea that will be teetering on the chivalrous citrus products willfulness to add as many annotations to this video as possible.